That's cool. I need to introduce you to a guy that I know. He's a young guy that is always asking me to help share his information for stunt stuff. He wants to be a stuntman, and he's an incredible gymnast and athlete. And the stuff he does is more stunt based. Mm-hmm. And I've shared his information with some of the film people I know, but you would probably be a good person for him to know. Yeah, he's incredibly talented. I think he's probably 27, 28 years old, and he does some things that are just impossible.
Okay.
And he's tough as nails too. So he's the perfect stunt guy.
Well, yeah, I get some of these folks on here I was just talking about because they're really knowledgeable people about stuff, and they're also real great personalities. Yeah. This is not a business that tends to attract too many boring people.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's all. Every aspect of it's interesting. You know, and when you work with the stunt guys, some of those guys are crazy.
I've worked with a lot of stunt people over the years, and some of them most of them are really good, serious professionals with safety first.
Yes.
Every now and then, some of them are risk takers.
I say crazy in a good way.
Not like they used to
fearless.
be. Not like Hal Needham. Not like Hal Needham's era. Hal Needham's era, Smoking the Bandit and such. You know, he was a stunt guy. He was from an era where you just did it. Oh. Yeah, I have to jump off an airplane, take a guy, tackle him off a horse, and roll down a hill. Yeah, he does it. We tend to be safer these days. Yeah. We look out for people a bit more. So most stunt coordinators are people who don't ever want an injury on their set. So, yeah, I don't know too many present-day crazy stunt coordinators.
Yeah, I say crazy in like a fearless way. Like they're fearless athletes, but highly professional athletes. Yeah. Just a different type of person. You know, like they're able to do the things that I would be like, I don't think I should do that. I think that would be very dangerous.
You're an actor. Have you done much action work?
No. I did. We shot this little short film a couple years ago, and it has some action scenes, and it's fun, but it's not anything. It wasn't anything extreme, you know. It was we had some firearms using blanks and basic action stuff, but nothing crazy.
Is it called Gun Runners?
Yeah, Gun Runners. Yeah, it turned out nice. We shot it on a red and had really good audio, and it turned out well for a 5-minute micro short.
One of the things I love about doing action is it is unique to our specific business. You can write action in a novel. Yeah. You can have a little bit of action on stage, but you can't really have a car chase or a crash or a plane, hijacking or any of that kind of stuff. That's unique to the motion picture business, and I love it. When we did Iborgs, I wanted to write in all the action stuff. I actually asked Dale, well, what can you guys do? He says, well, we can do fights, we can do falls, we can do explosions, we can do burn gags. And I said, yeah, okay, we'll do all of those. And I wrote every one of them in. We blow up a van. We have major gun battles. We have high falls because I love doing action. It's just unique to our business, and it's one of the more fun things you get to do. Setting people on fire, blowing things up without causing harm to anybody. It's great.
I'd love to do more of it for sure. I mean, I've done some basic, action training and weapons training, and I've done, some precision driving training and stuff like that. So I would definitely love to do more of it. And if I had the opportunity in a film, I would do as much of it as I could on my own. But some of that stuff, it has to be done by a professional stunt person because it's just so complicated.
And even if you wanted to, if you were the star of the show, we couldn't let you do it.
Because, you don't want to get hurt.
Because if you get injured and we're down for a few days, we're back to what we were talking about,
money.
The cost per minute. If we lose our lead actor for hours or days, the cost is so high that the insurance company won't let you put your star in that kind of risk because of the costs involved. But one of my favorites was a film I did called Plato's Run with a director named James Beckett, who I had worked with on a couple of things. Wonderful guy. We were down in the Everglades, and I had something like 4 airboats, 2 helicopters, and we had so much fun with these machine guns doing helicopters shooting at airboat, and we had the one helicopter that's part of the scene, and we had another helicopter so we could shoot the helicopter. And we had all these airboats running around, and it was Gary Busey and Stephen Bauer on the boat, and it was just a wonderful experience to spend 3 or 4 days doing nothing but running around the Everglades in airboats and helicopters firing guns. It's like, you know,
sounds awesome.
as a little kid, what could be more fun than getting to do that for a living?
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I've always loved action movies, so yeah, I get it. How do you do on real complicated scenes like that? How many takes do you take?
It depends what the thing is. The only time I believe in storyboarding is action and visual effects scenes. People talk about storyboarding a lot and planning out, and I see people, it's like, no, you don't storyboard out dialogue scenes. It's kind of insulting to the actor. You know, it's like,
'cause they make their own choices.
Yeah. I had a storyboard artist one time who said, yeah, I don't do over-the-shoulder shots. You don't need to storyboard out an over-the-shoulder shot.
Yeah.
But if you're coordinating action, you want to plan that out meticulously, because each piece is kind of collected using hidden things to make it safe and such.
Yeah.
So like on that particular one, a guy gets shot and falls out of the helicopter into the swamp. So we make sure we have a rescue boat to the side. We make sure we have divers ready in case there's a problem. We check the water first to make sure it's good. Every time he falls out of the helicopter, he gets paid a stunt bump. So we do it once. And only if something goes wrong do we endure the expense of doing it again. But you try and get it right once, because you don't want to do that. Same with burn gags. We will budget, you know, we'll put in the budget doing it 2, maybe 3 times, because every time you light a man on fire, there's a charge. So you hope you get it right the first time, but if you need a second take,
Sounds crazy.
you know,
Yeah.
you have it so you can do it a second time. But I mean, you plan those out carefully and do them no more than you have to, especially the more risky the stunt is.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
I've never thought about it that way. Like, I wonder how many times they had to pay a stunt bump here.
Well,
how many times they set this guy on fire in this movie?
Yeah.
The biggest burn gag I've been connected with was on a film called Maniac Cop 2, 3, which one was it? But there's like a 20-minute car chase at the end where Maniac Cop is on fire driving an ambulance for like 20 minutes in the film. And the stunt coordinator on that was a guy named Spiro Rosatos, who now does like Avengers films and things like that. And he outlined this elaborate ambulance versus car chase, and they finally, at the end, somebody takes a thing of oxygen, throws it in, and it catches on fire with him and blows up. But that's like 20 minutes of screen time almost of this guy on fire. And I don't know that any movie has a longer on-screen burn duration than that movie does.
Wow.
But,
It's just worth seeing just to see that.
oh, I highly recommend it. Yeah.
Well, he must have done something right, because he's working, you said, with the Avengers and stuff now. So he was talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Production coordinator on that. I did 5 films with her. She is now production coordinator on a lot of the Avengers movies and
Wow.
such. She's really quite good. Quite good.
That's amazing. Yeah, they do some crazy stunts on those movies.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they do. As a matter of fact, one of the stunt coordinators from that worked on Red 48 just now. She was our stunt coordinator. So,
Yeah, I guess when you plan those stunts, you have to make sure that, safety's first, but also even in basic fight scenes and stuff like that, the camera angles and stuff have to be right, so it's believable.
actually just did a tutorial on that with Dale Gerard. It's actually, it will be up on my website probably in the next few days, but about the process of selling a fight and making sure you have the right camera angle to sell a punch.
Yeah, we've all seen the ones with the wrong angles.
There's usually one right angle for selling a punch, and unfortunately we tend to shoot fights with multiple cameras, and then when the editors get in there, it's like, that's close enough, or someone decides, well, but that angle, that's a better angle than the other one, even though the punch didn't sell as much, but usually there's one right angle to sell a punch, to sell the impact.
And they don't have to even be that close, really.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just...
I refer you to thekineticimage.com and check out my tutorial on selling a punch, which should be up there very shortly.